All right. It looks like we are online, or at least coming online. Right? Hopefully. Okay. Hopefully it will stay this way. Alrighty then. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're gonna wait for a few people to tune in here. Hopefully the stream won't be too laggy. I hope not. It looks like it is. Hopefully it won't be too bad here. Wait for a few people to tune in here. Today we're going to about filmmaking composition. So we're going to be breaking down the rules, and I'll be showing you exactly how all that stuff works. So we are coming in and coming out of a stream here. Some glitch going on again with YouTube's live stream. It's just not reliable at all. Oh no. What are we going to do with YouTube, huh? Let's wait for it to be a little bit more stable. Let me know if it's working in the comments section, and I will switch to a different platform and we'll do other live things as best as we can. It depends on YouTube here. Can't really rely on YouTube for too many things. What it looks like. But let me check a few settings here. Sorry about this. But let's see what we can do. Looks good? Okay, awesome. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about rule of thirds and composition, lighting, all that juicy, delicious stuff that everybody should know. Okay, it looks like it's buffering. Not good, my friends. Not good. Not good at all. Okay. This is what I'll probably end up. I have to drop the resolution a little bit, guys. I'm sorry. So let's see if that works. I'm going to drop the resolution, and then we'll see if that works. Let's see if this works, guys. Sorry about this. I'm trying to do a professional live stream with... Sorry, guys. Give me a sec here. Do not panic. I'm going to log immediately back on. Offline, huh? Okay, we're going to cancel this. Not good. Not good from you. They have a very bad live platform. Let's see if it works now. I think it should be better. Alright. Come on. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. One more chance for the live stream to work. Don't give up. Is it still off? Alright, let's see if this works now. Now, sorry about this, guys. It's a little embarrassing because each time I try to stream something up on YouTube through my computer, this happens. So at least you can hear me. You should be receiving picture anytime soon, and we can get started finally. Hopefully, there we go. It looks like we're getting picture now. So hopefully hopefully that's working. Maybe I can increase the resolution a little bit. Hopefully. Be patient with me, guys. I'm sorry. Give me a minute or two to try and make this work, because there's some things that I need to show you that I can't on my desktop that I can't show you on my computer. So I'm trying to increase the resolution here. Wow, see, it doesn't work. Okay, let's start off with the lesson here. Let's not focus on me right now. Let's go ahead and start off with the rule of thirds, okay? The rule of thirds is a really interesting filmmaking tool used by a bunch of people. This is like one of the most important things when it comes to filmmaking and composition and lighting, and you're going to see it throughout a whole bunch of different shots. I mean, here's another shot that I think also symbolizes the rule of thirds. But the question I'm going to be getting right now is, what is the rule of thirds? So as we take a look at this shot right here, you can see an elderly man wearing glasses, and you can see that in the shot we have a grid, 3x3 grid with 9 boxes. So what is the rule of thirds? The rule of thirds is a compositing tool, a compositing rule used in cinematography. And what it does is it helps filmmakers create a cinematic look by properly framing their shots and framing their subjects in their shots. So let's take a look at this. So as we can see, if we take a look at this guy right here, the rule of thirds, we have 2 intersection points on the subject on the grid. So if you take a look at right on the tip of his glasses, we have an intersection point, and right on his neck, where his Adam's apple is another intersection point. I believe this is Mr. Rogers, actually. So that's pretty funny. So what we're gonna do, let me see if I can make this work. Give me 1 second, guys. So let's go ahead and go back to my iPhone here, and hopefully this will work. Okay, some weird settings. I'm trying to use my phone as a camera, so I'm hooking it up through my computer. So that's why you see all these weird little buttons on the side, but it's okay. Gets the job done, right? So let's continue on finally. So when we're talking about the rule of thirds, everything is basically split up into a grid, a 3x3 grid. And if we take a look at Mr. Rogers here, at least that's what we think he is. This is Mr. Rogers, apparently. We have 2 intersection points, right? So you need to focus on the intersection points when you're talking about the rule of thirds. When you're focused on splitting up the screen into 3 different thirds, right? 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. You have the middle section, you have the 2 side sections. Now, in order to achieve this beautiful cinematic look, we like to place our subjects on the outer thirds. Now, when you place the subject on the outer thirds of the screen, right or left, you're going to actually have a lot of what we call dead space or empty space, and this empty space is usually all blurred out. So let's go back to the shot here. Okay, so right now you can see that Mr. Rogers, let's call him Mr. Rogers, okay? You can see that we have 2 intersection points, right? Right on the tip of his glasses and right where his neck is, where his Adam's apple is, we have 2 intersection points. And then on the right side of him, we have empty or dead space, and as you can see, it's all blurred out. Okay? It's all blurred out. What this does is it creates a beautiful cinematic feel. It feels like even though the shot is static and not moving, There's some sort of dynamic to it. And as you can see, he's looking over his, if we are looking from his point of view, he's looking to his left, which is why there's dead space on his right, or on our right. There's dead space on the right, he's looking to the left. Okay? So when you're focusing on making shots more cinematic and having to do more with using the rule of thirds, whenever your subject is looking to their left, that's where the dead space is supposed to be. So if I'm looking over here, I need to be on this part of the screen. If I'm looking over here, I need to be on this part of the screen. Because what this dead space does is it actually makes the audience feel like there is someone on the other side. There's someone that the subject is talking to. There's someone there. However, if I'm more dead center, it doesn't give you that feel. It's more like a me and a camera type of feel. But if I'm on my side right here, it gives the audience the feel of me having a conversation with somebody, me talking to somebody, not breaking what we call the fourth wall. The fourth wall is an imaginary wall where the audience is. So if I'm sitting here talking to you directly into the camera, I'm breaking the fourth wall. I'm including the audience in my shoot. I'm including the audience. But again, if I'm over here talking, I'm only focused on what's over here. I'm not breaking the fourth wall. Okay? So we can go ahead and look back. Right here, you can tell that this is more like an interview style type of video. And you can see that this guy right here, the subject, is not breaking the fourth wall. He's having a talk with somebody. This is more like an interview type of thing. Now let's go over here to this image where we don't see the grid lines. But you can kind of imagine still the grid lines popping up. Now, this does not look like an interview. This is just a lifeguard tower on the beach, right? So the rule of thirds doesn't only apply to interviews. It also applies to achieving cinematic shots. So over here, if we take a look at this lifeguard tower, there is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful images going on here. The lifeguard tower, by being placed on the right side of the screen, the right third, it actually leaves a nice empty space here with some of the landscape here. And this again provides us more of that cinematic feel. It gives the dynamic, it gives the footage dynamic. It doesn't make it look like it's static. So if the lifeguard tower were in the center, it would be too symmetrical and kind of boring. When the lifeguard tower is more off center, it just gives you that feel. It's kind of hard to describe, but you will understand it the more you use the rule of thirds. All right, I'll just tell you that right now. You'll use it a lot more. All right, so you keep touching the YouTube screen to press record. I know. This is the best way I can hook up my iPhone to my computer to make sure that the live stream goes by smoothly. I tried hooking it up through the internet and it was messing up with the stream. So unfortunately, this is the only way I can use my iPhone as a camera. So, Steve Holt, gonna have to disagree with you. You may not always use it, but it does apply to all photos and video and artwork. You don't have to always use it. I didn't say you always have to use it. I said in just some instances when you're shooting an interview, I always like using the rule of thirds. I like using it a lot better than not using it. So, yeah. Oh, and we froze here. Sorry about that. So for instance, Steve is perfectly fine. I have a shoot right here that I did. Let's have a look at it.
Is your customer experience. The fact that
so we have this woman walking here. Her name is Blake, and then we get to an interview shot of her
Well, part of the problem is quarterly profits.
Let's actually
CEOs
see if
are
it's going
still
to play that
way
part.
too
See, we have her
concerned
right
the
here in
future
the
is your
center
customer experience.
over and over again. I'm going
The
to
fact
keep
that
looping this
customers
part of
are
the video.
valuable and should be treated well is
But
not
you can
new.
see her,
So why are we still having the
here
same
I'm
conversations
utilizing the
year
rule
after
of thirds
year?
right
Well,
here. She's
part of
off to the
problem is
third,
quarterly
left
profits.
third,
CEOs
and she
are
moves,
still way
and then we
too
have her dead
constrained, and
center,
the future
dead
is your
center.
customer
She's breaking the
experience.
fourth wall.
The fact that customers
So that's one
are
of the
valuable and
instances
should
when
be
you
treated well
actually
is not new. So why are we
use
still
the rule
having
of
the same
thirds and don't use the
conversations
rule of
year after
thirds.
year?
So I think this is a
Well,
really
part of the
good
problem is quarterly
example
profits. CEOs
of using the
are
rule of
still
thirds
way
and not
too
using the rule of
constrained, and the
thirds. As you
future
can
is
see,
your
she's
customer
breaking the fourth
experience.
wall when she's talking.
The fact that
However, all
customers
the
are
other
valuable
B-roll
and should be
shots
treated
were
well is
using the
not
rule of
new.
thirds,
So why are we
just
still
like
having
her
the same
in front of the brick
conversations
wall
year
here.
after year? Well,
So
part of the
remember,
problem is
I think
quarterly
that's
profits.
actually
CEOs
an
are
important
still
thing to think
way
about.
too constrained in the future. Customer experience.
Pressed record. More of that video out, so you can get those to shoot.
Well,
So choices I made
long-term
the shots, but I'm utilizing the rule of
There is
thirds.
no way you can avoid
Here I'm
investing in
not,
your
as she's
customer
talking.
experience. That's not just customer service. That has to do with the entire
So let's see if we have any
sausage factory,
questions here.
The way you build your products, who you hire, the way you manage the people that you hire. All of these things play a big role in simply doing more for the customer and differentiating your customer experience. Thanks to the internet.
So yeah, go ahead and take a look at this clip that we're showing right now. This is Blake. This is actually a shoot I just got done over the weekend, last weekend. While I was in the Alameda, Oakland area.
So now they look to big business with those same expectations.
And I'm going to talk about my lighting
there's
setup
this
during
natural
this
friction
interview,
happening
during
in
this
business.
video.
Big companies are
A lot of it
created
was
to
shot
manage operational
with
efficiencies,
natural
to
lighting.
scale,
A lot
to
of it
move
wasn't
as many
shot with
customers through that enjoy
this area right now that you're
tailored
watching.
interactions of the internet and the
I
sharing
did set up
economy.
lights
So on one hand,
when
big
she's
business
breaking the fourth
trying to
wall
get as many
speaking.
customers as possible through the same experience, and those customers that seek tailored.
I didn't shoot
personalized
this
interactions.
footage. This
What
is
is a company to do?
footage another videographer
Companies
shot,
today
but this
cannot get
part
away
right here when
with
she's
ignoring
talking into the
customers, with
camera,
not listening
all
to
that
customers.
stuff I did
It is
shoot.
so important to listen, even though it's hard. Listening is hard. Nobody does it. Everybody talks.
Just get used
But
to
I
that,
promise
watching
you, if you
it,
listen
and just.
to what your
I didn't
customers
include any of the
need,
sound
what
yet.
they
I turned
want,
off the
you will not
sound,
be sorry when
but
you
just
have
take a look at
customers
how I
running
filmed
through
some
your
of these
doors.
shots. Okay, cool. So we can go back to me. So any tips on super close-up shots? Lighting is important. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about lighting, and then we can talk about like super close-up shots, all that good stuff. Oh, you can hear the sound. Oh, wow. I didn't know you could hear the sound. Okay. Well, then I hope you heard my voice over it. So let's talk about some of the lighting choices that I made here. Okay. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to make sure the sound is off from the video. Sorry about that. Okay, it should be off. But I'm going to go ahead and start the video clip. I'm going to find a good area where we can start. Okay. Sorry about this, guys. So let's go ahead and cut over here. Now she's going to be jittery, but I just want to go over some of the lighting stuff that I did here. So basically what I did for this shot, I had 3 different lights set up, right? We have a 3-point lighting system. I've been using the Came TV Bolton series lights. So what was happening is I was using 55-watt LED Fresnel lights. Put them in 3 different areas. I had a key light or master light, then I had a fill light, and then I had an edge light. So what this does is it lights basically all of the subject, but in a nice, beautiful, subtle way. So one key light, which was actually tungsten colored to bring out the skin tone, the nice warm skin tone. So that was in the front of the subject, actually right behind the camera. Then I had a fill light on the side, somewhere on the side, which actually was a daylight color. And these lights, a lot of them were dimmed. They weren't at full power because that would overblow the face, make it too white, too pale, not pretty. And I had an edge light, something that would bring out her hair to make it look clean and beautiful. And edge lighting is actually one of the key elements to making things more cinematic. So I love using edge lighting. I think it's a great thing to use. Thank you for saying that it was beautiful lighting. A lot of it was also natural lighting. So we had 3 lights, and then there was a lot of sun, a lot of beautiful sun. So that took a lot of the lighting. That actually added a lot to the lighting. Sorry if I'm stumbling a lot. I had a lot of coffee today. So my heart's a little bit. I love kicker on hair lights. So yeah, edge lighting really does a lot. It brings out the sharpness in the hair, the detail in the hair. That's what I mean to say. So I'm trying to figure out how I can. Okay, so let's talk more about lighting. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video clip here. Check out this video I shot. I think some of you may have seen it, but I used the similar lighting setup, edge lighting, key light, fill light. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video here.
Down in a hole and I don't know if I can be saved. See my heart, I decorate it like a grave. Understand who they thought I was supposed to be. Look at me now, I'm a man who won't let himself be.
So looking at this video, right? Sorry if the audio cut out there, but I just want to talk about the lighting stuff. Hang on one second here. All right, so we're talking about lighting here. Again, we had a light in the front, one light on the side, and one light kind of towards in the back. That was the edge lighting. You can actually kind of see the stream of light coming from the back of the girl's head here, the woman's head here. That her name's actually Elena. There is a light actually right behind her head, and it gives you that nice stream of light coming in. I actually used a fog machine for this. So that's why that nice stream of light is a little bit cloudy. It gives off that nice, beautiful feel. I enjoy using a fog machine. It gives you that nice glow, that nice feel. So Steve Holt is asking about how about reverse key lighting? I like the shadows on faces. So yeah, you can do reverse key lighting. Basically, what I think you mean by reverse key lighting is you mean high contrast lighting, which means that half the face will be lit and half the face will not be lit. And I don't have any videos right now that have that kind of lighting, but I can make a tutorial on that. I know exactly what needs to be done in order for you to get that nice high contrast between light and dark areas. So that's an interesting way to view things. Especially when you're shooting a drama, a lot of dramatic shots have high contrast lighting. So partial light on the face, partial shadow on the face. So yeah, I feel like that's something great to talk about. Yeah. But for majority shoots, especially for something like this, I think a 3-point lighting kit, 3-point lighting system did a really nice job. The glow from the lights, just you got the key light, the fill light, and the edge light. I just love it. It's a lot of fun to work with that kind of lighting setup. So back to my face. All right. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, ask away. You can actually, let's look back at one of the first images that we had here. Let's just call him Mr. Rogers. But you can also see right here, this is another 3-point lighting system here. You can see on the top left portion of his head, we have a light shining down on him. That's an edge light. Then we have a key light. And it looks like we don't really have a fill light here because the sides of his faces are dark. So it looks like the background is lit up. So it looks like we have also 3 lights, but they're positioned differently. We have one focused on the face, one focused on the head, which is the edge light, and one that is pointing at the background, lighting up the background. There does not seem to be a fill light here. Seems like just one light pointing at his face, one edge light, and one backlight. And you can just tell from the glare of the lights on his head. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Never had issue. So color palette or color matching with other cameras. So if I'm using a GH4 with a Sony A7, it's good to shoot color palettes in the first shot. The first thing you shoot should be the color palettes. That way when you go to color correction, you can match the cameras easily just based on those color palettes. But I never use it. I'm pretty good with my color correction, so I never ran into an issue with matching colors. Here we have a question. How would you recommend lighting up scenes when filming weddings? If I'm on a budget, would you recommend some sort of fluorescent setup? I can't afford... Okay, yeah, so honestly, there's light kits that are $100. $100 for light kits. And they're fluorescents. There are soft boxes. However, if you're looking for something more powerful, which is I think that's what you're looking for, there's halogen bulbs that are very, very cheap. You can find some for two 650 watts. I think for $300, $200 on eBay. Very, very powerful lights. 650 watts. The ones that you saw in the music video are about 55 watt, and they're LEDs. Halogens, very, very powerful lights. So I would strongly recommend checking it out on eBay. I think that's a pretty good thing to do. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to switch to my webcam on my computer. My phone is being a little funny here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Give me 1 second to adjust here. Okay. And then we're going to change. Hey, my friends. Okay. What's up, guys? Alright, so we're doing another camera angle here. Hopefully on my laptop it's going to get me better control of everything. I just was not liking my iPhone. It's playing games on me. Okay, let's answer some questions. It's really complicated using my desktop instead of my phone for live streaming. I don't ever do it, and whenever I do it, it's just YouTube is just a pain with live streaming. Okay. Do you have a kit of random lights for background, like Edison bulbs or colored LEDs? Dude, I just bought Edison bulbs a few weeks ago. I tried to decorate my room with Edison bulbs just to have some nice ambient lighting. It just didn't look good. So eventually I'll get Edison bulbs that will match. But I need to find, I think I'm going to get an office eventually, and when I do, I'll completely redecorate it and it'll look dope with Edison bulbs. Tips on colored lighting. Should I invest in cellophane or filters? So CTOs, CTBs, color temperature blue, color temperature orange, those plastic filters that wrap around lights, I think those are great, especially for those as ARRI lights or ARRI lights. Those work just fine. So yeah, definitely recommend CTOs, CTBs. I think you're gonna get some pretty good color out of those. Any more questions? What else do we have here? The more I do these live streams on my desktop, the better I'll get. So I'm sorry if it's just a little glitchy. I'm not used to working with this software. So hopefully everything looks like it's okay now. But hopefully, yeah, and I hope the sound is good. The Came TV lights look pretty good for the price. Yeah, so I have those Came TV Boltzmann LED series lights. They actually went up in price. They used to be $798. That's when I bought them, and now they're $868. And I think they're going to go up even more. So if you have the budget for them, buy them now before they go up more in price. So keep that in mind. I feel like they will go up in price quite a bit. Okay, so let's use this last 10 minutes for Q&A. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to stop talking. The software is really confusing me, so the live stream is not going as well as I hoped it would. But I need to just practice the software on my own for a few hours, I guess. Steve Holt says it's better to invest in light than other tech gear. Yeah, I would put lighting in front of anything. Except for me, I'm a techie person, so I bought all the tech first and the lighting after. I should have done it the other way around because a lot of my videos could have improved if I had proper lighting. But now I have all the proper lighting. And I think within the year I'm going to buy another lighting setup. Those ARRI lights, it's going to come with two 650 watts and 2,000 watt lights. I'm going to buy those for like $500 or $600. It's so cheap. And they're practically as good as ARRI lights. So I'm going to get those. Jonathan Masta. All I have is a camera. I'm shooting weddings, events. Should I invest in a mic, as in a Zoom H1 first, or a monopod, or anything else? Yeah, you definitely need a good mic, especially if you're shooting weddings. And a Zoom H1 just doesn't cut it. You need a lav mic, you need a boom mic, and you need a zoom. And I wouldn't get a Zoom H1. I would get a Zoom H4 at the least. And then eventually upgrade to the Zoom H6. How much did I spend on my audio gear? I spent, 600,000, 13, 16, 17. I would say I spent about almost $2,000 on just my audio gear. So that should just give you a little bit of a perspective there on the kind of audio gear you need, $2,000 just on audio gear. And then the protective cases that I have, I know companies sent them to me, but for the gear that I have on protection, it's probably gonna it probably costs, so it's 200, 500, 600, 1,000, 1,400, about $1,700 to $1,800 for cases for protection. So $2,000 for mics, for audio, and another close to $2,000 for protection. And then don't get me started on how much I spent for accessories, like a gimbal. Man, it's really expensive. Now that I look back on it, it's like, damn, I could have bought 2 cars for the amount that I paid for my camera gear. 2 cars, guys. Seriously. And not cheap cars. Good cars. So that should, this is not something that you invest in 100% immediately. This is something I constantly add on. This is not, I didn't put $30,000 in my business immediately. No, I went slow. I invested $2,000, within the first 6 months. And then I slowly started spending more money every other month just so I can slowly build up my equipment. So a good wireless mic, I would say go with Rode or Sennheiser. And if you really don't have the budget, go with Audio-Technica. They all make fabulous mics, but I think the best transmitters are made by either Sennheiser or Rode. Those guys make the best transmitters, so you get the cleanest sound. Halvin Wolf, thank you for your $1 donation, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Stephen Holt, I've insured about $25,000 for equipment only. Yeah. Sonic Palette, I have a friend that keeps telling me I need to buy name brand gear, for example. DJI, not Kame TV or Airy, not as Airy. He says that people I work with will call me out. Dude, honestly, who cares? Who cares what other people think? It doesn't matter how much how much money you spend. That doesn't matter. What matters is what the outcome is, what the product looks. I'll tell you right now, my gear, a Movi M5 costs I think $5,000 or $6,000. DJI, the only reason why their brand is so huge right now is because of their drones. Not because of their gimbals, but because of their drones. If it wasn't for their drones, DJI, no one would buy the Ronin from DJI. Simply because of what you just stated. People need to know brands. I feel like that's so foolish. Kame TV, just because they're Chinese doesn't mean you can't buy from them. It really doesn't. Who says that you can only buy from American companies? China has a competitive market for film equipment. They really do. And DJI, the only reason why their brand is so huge now is because of their drones. And if it wasn't for their drones, no one would be buying their Ronin. So Kame TV, just because they're not DJI or just because they're not Movi or FreeFly doesn't mean you can't buy from them. I actually recommend buying for brands that are not as well known, because some of those not as well known brands have better products than well known brands. So that way people can't figure out who you bought from and they won't be able to have the same equipment as you. Think about it. You are entering a competitive market. So people, if you do good work, people are going to want to try and find out how you do that good work. So keep that in mind. This is a very, very competitive field. People are going to be competing to the death to beat you. Don't forget. Which is why you shouldn't care about the brands that you buy from. As long as your product is good quality, as long as your services are good quality services, You have nothing to worry about. Who cares about the brands that you're using? Who cares? As long as the product is good. That's all you should be caring about. All right. So, Steve Holt. I bought the Argo because it works and you don't need an app to use it. Exactly. Came TV Argo is like an updated Ronin M. Yeah. So the Came TV Argo, my friend, if you compare that to the DJI Ronin M, it actually has way more features. So think about it. DJI, big brand. Came TV, smaller brand. But Came TV is making a better product. So you can't always rely on the brand. So I took a course on persuasion. And a lot of people like to affiliate high cost with high quality. For example, if we take a look at Mercedes-Benz, you're expecting a very, very high quality car because you're paying a lot of money. Right? Okay. I'll tell you right now. Paying $35,000 right now for a C300, a C300 in my opinion is not a great car. The interior is very cheap and it just doesn't drive well. For $35,000, I can buy a Hyundai Sonata, faster car. All right. Interior is better. I mean, and just it has a ton more features. Right now I drive a Hyundai Genesis 3.8 liter car. It's a MSRP $41,000. What can you get from Mercedes for that same exact price? Maybe not even an E350 I think you can get for $41,000. Hyundai Genesis 3.8 liter versus an E350. Which car do you think is going to be better? You can get for $41,000 an E350 base package, and you're not going to get anywhere near the quality you're going to get with the Genesis, Hyundai Genesis. So I know I'm comparing cars here, but the same thing with film equipment. You cannot rely on the brand and how much money you pay on equipment and relate that to the quality you get. All right? But however, some brands built their credibility. That's why people go with that brand, because they're credible, they're reliable. But a lot of people just go with the brand simply because it has a big name. They don't look at the history behind the name. All right? There's companies out there that have a massive amount of branding. However, they're horrible companies. And I'm sure you guys can think of these companies. I don't have to tell you who they are. There's a lot of big companies out there, but they're not any good. They spent a lot of money on marketing. So that's what it is. You can't just simply rely on the brand because of their name. You have to look at their history. You have to look at their credibility. Do your research. Do your research. Don't just focus on the name. Okay? Steve Holt has a question. I'm like hyper. I drink so much coffee. Does the DJI Ronin grip, the ring thing, work on the Argo? Do they have the same mount plate? You know what? I think they do. I can't 100% tell you. My best guess is to go to your local photo place and just bring your Argo with you and say, "Hey, can I try the ring?" I'm sure it's gonna work. No worries. However, I don't really care about it. I just bring my stand. The stand for the Argo is so light and so compact, I just set it down everywhere. Okay. Any more questions? This is a good live stream, guys. So yeah, I mean, do not compare. Do not just say that because this guy uses this brand that I have to use that brand. You know, you have to do more research on that. Okay. Any more questions, guys? Hopefully the quality of the video is good. I think the mic quality is good too. It should be. Yeah, it is. You can hear me drinking my water like in high def. So yeah, so if you're wondering what I'm using for audio, because I know a few of you asked an audio question before, I'm using the Zoom H6 and it's hooked up to my computer. And it's a fabulous mic, just incredible. Here's a good question. Do you think that drone cinematography has become essential for filmmakers nowadays? No, I don't. There's a ton of filmmakers out there who don't even want to touch a drone. You don't need a drone to make you a better filmmaker. You have to look at a drone as just a tool to expand your creativity. But you don't need to have a drone to be a filmmaker. Mike the cameraman. Hey Josh, do you have any projects dropping soon? Yes, I do. I have a shoot on Thursday. Tomorrow I'm just prepping for my shoot. I have a shoot with Rob Riches coming up on Thursday, some kitchen shoots, some gym shoots, and then I have some future projects coming up in the following weeks. I can't talk about them yet because of non-disclosure agreements, but I do have projects coming soon, and once they go live, I'm going to be sharing them with you guys. Yeah, so I hope that's helped you out. I'm really jittery, guys. I'm never drinking this much coffee again. It's ridiculous. Still tirelessly searching for those tracks for the Rob Riches videos. Yeah, so look at audio blocks. They give you I think it's a 7-day trial. Sign up to the audio blocks trial. I don't really keep good tabs on the tracks that I use for Rob Riches' videos because I use so many different tracks that are royalty free. I just have a folder and I just use different tracks from that folder. So, but yeah, definitely keep doing your research. You'll find them. But definitely sign up to audio blocks for 7 days. You get 20 downloads a day. That's 140 songs that you can download. Why not, right? And they're royalty free. You can use them as much as you want for whatever purpose. So do it. What's stopping you? What other questions do we have? More on lighting. Steve Holt, yes, dude. I'll talk more about lighting, but right now, because of this weird thing I have going on with my live stream, I can't show you the examples that I want to show you. So what I'm gonna try and do this weekend, I'm gonna try and shoot a video on lighting. So we'll talk about that. I can't make it a live stream, unfortunately, because there's just too much going on. But I will make a tutorial on it. Do you have any lenses you're looking to purchase? Yes, I'm looking to purchase the Zeiss 18-70. I think that's going to be my next lens because I want to use it with my Came TV Argo gimbal. I like switching from that wide angle to medium immediately. I have a 24-70 right now, but I just feel like it's not wide enough to get that beautiful movement using a gimbal. So 18-70 will be my next. That'll be my next lens, and the Sony A7S Mark III will be my next camera. I'm excited for the thing to come out. So excited. I hope it comes out. I hope it's not just a rumor. So, what else can we answer here? We have about 8 minutes left. Can't wait to see your footage. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Sonic Palette said it might be an A9. I think it's going to be an A9 and A7. New A7 series and a new A9 series. A9 is rumored to be around $6,000-$7,000. And I'm not looking to pay that much for a mirrorless camera. You heard the Sony truck got stolen? Really? Interesting. They probably had a lot of cameras in there. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're going to end the live stream here. Any updates on your 18-inch arms? I'm still working on it. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream here. Thank you so much for watching. Unfortunately, there were a lot of glitches here. I'm going to try and practice with that software to see if I can fix it. But stay tuned for more live streams. Maybe I can do one tomorrow. Or no, I won't be able to do one tomorrow. I got stuff I got to do. Like, I have to prep for my shoot on Thursday. But maybe even on Thursday, I'll be able to do a live stream. But yeah, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Again, answer any questions you may have in this live stream so I can answer it in my next live stream. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.